Hey there, friends. Have you ever stopped to wonder why some folks in their 80s are still full of life, while others seem to fade? Picture this: you're at a family gathering, watching your neighbor, maybe even glancing in the mirror, and you notice something. Some people are thriving, laughing, moving with ease, while others struggle with simple steps. It's a quiet worry, isn't it? The thought that aging might steal your spark. But here's the truth: aging doesn't have to look the same for everyone. In this audio, we're diving into 8 surprising things most 80-year-olds can't do anymore. If you can still do even a few, you're not just lucky, you're extraordinary. You're showing signs of aging in reverse. These aren't miracles. They're real, measurable abilities tied to strength, balance, and resilience, backed by science, that point to a longer, more independent life. Stick with me, because we're about to uncover what sets the thrivers apart. And trust me, the last sign might just be the most powerful of all. Now, let's set the stage. Most people think hitting 80 means it's all downhill. Slower steps, weaker hands, a foggy memory. Society tells us that's just how it goes. Decline feels like a fact, a fixed part of growing older. But hold on. Here's where science steps in to challenge that story. Much of what we call normal aging isn't normal at all. It's often preventable, and in many cases, reversible. Imagine Eleanor, who noticed she was leaning on tables just to stand up. Or Leonard, 79, who couldn't walk a block without gasping for air. These aren't signs of age. They're signs of disuse. Your muscles weaken when they're not challenged. Your balance fades when it's not practiced. Flexibility vanishes when you stop stretching for weeks, months, or even years. The same goes for your memory, your mood, your drive. We've been taught to expect less as we age, move less, do less, risk less. That mindset, though well-meaning, is quietly dangerous. It leads to fear-based living, where people shrink their world bit by bit until they stop doing the things that keep them alive. It's heartbreaking to think of someone like Judith, unafraid to take a step because her balance slipped away unnoticed. But here's the hope: some people break this cycle. They move differently, age differently. They stay active, sharp, and engaged in ways most think are impossible past 80. Science backs this up. Studies show that staying active can rebuild strength, sharpen memory, and even extend life. So, as we move forward, we'll explore 8 specific actions that signal your body and mind are still thriving. If you can do them, you're not just aging, you're defying time itself. Let's dive in. Sign 1. You can walk at a brisk pace without getting winded. Picture yourself strolling through your neighborhood, moving with purpose, maybe even hurrying to catch a bus. If you can keep that pace without gasping for air, you're doing something most 80-year-olds can't. That's a big deal, and here's why it matters. Walking speed isn't just about getting from point A to point B, it's a window into your future. Science tells us that how fast you walk is closely tied to how long you'll live. Studies show older adults who maintain a brisk pace tend to stay healthier and live longer, with stronger hearts and sharper minds. But for many, that pace slows down over time. And it's a quiet worry when you realize you're pausing more, avoiding longer walks, or feeling breathless after a short stroll. That's what happened to Leonard, 79. He'd always been active, loved his daily walks. But one day, he couldn't make it around the block without stopping to catch his breath. "I thought I was just being cautious," he said. But deep down, he knew something had changed. That moment hit him hard. It's easy to empathize with that fear of losing the freedom to move. But Leonard's story doesn't end there. And this is where hope shines through. He started small, walking to the mailbox a little faster each day, then around the corner, then 2 blocks. Within a month, his pace picked up, and so did his confidence. He wasn't just moving faster, he felt alive again. Science backs this up. Brisk walking strengthens your heart, boosts lung capacity, and improves balance and energy. It's like a full-body tune-up every time you step out. Think about your own walks. Can you move with purpose, Maybe cover 20 feet as if you're late for something, without feeling unsteady or out of breath. If you can, you're showing your heart, lungs, and muscles are still working in sync. A powerful sign you're aging in reverse. To keep that spark, try picking up your pace for a minute or two during your next walk, or set a goal to go a bit farther each week, like Leonard did. It's a simple way to build resilience and keep your systems thriving. If you've still got that brisk stride, you're carrying a rare strength, one that says your body's still ready for life's adventures. Let's hold on to that and explore the next sign. Sign 2. You can get up from a chair without using your hands. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Just standing up from your seat. But here's the thing. This small move is a big deal. For most 80-year-olds, it's one of the first things to slip away, and that's a quiet worry. Imagine sitting at your kitchen table, wanting to stand, but your legs just won't cooperate without a push from your hands. That's the reality for so many, and it creeps in so slowly they barely notice until it's a struggle. But if you can still rise smoothly, hands-free, you're not just strong, you're aging in reverse. Science backs this up. Studies show this single movement tests your leg strength, core stability, balance, and coordination. It's a snapshot of your body's functional power, directly linked to living independently longer. Lose this ability, and daily life getting out of bed, answering the door gets harder. That's a fear no one wants to face. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She thought she was doing fine until she caught herself leaning heavily on the table just to stand. It felt like no big deal until she fell trying to get out of bed a week later. That moment shook her. But here's where hope comes in. Eleanor didn't give up. She started small, just 10 minutes a day, doing seated leg lifts and slow squats. Within weeks, she was standing on her own again, a smile on her face. Her story shows what's possible. Your body can rebuild, even at 82. Science confirms this regular strength exercises can boost muscle power and cut the risk of falls, keeping you independent. So, next time you stand up from a chair, pay attention. Are your hands doing the work, or are your legs still in charge? If you can rise without a push, that's a rare gift after 81 worth protecting. Try this practice standing up hands-free a few times a day. Or add some leg strengthening moves like Eleanor did. It's a small step that can keep you thriving. If you've got this ability, you're already ahead of the curve, proving your body's still got what it takes. Let's keep that strength alive and move on to the next sign. Sign 3. You can balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds. It might sound like a playful challenge from childhood, but this simple act is a serious clue about how well your body and brain are aging. If you can stand steady on one leg without wobbling, you're doing something most 80-year-olds can't. And that's worth celebrating. Balance isn't just about staying upright. It's a symphony of your muscles, inner ear, vision, and brain working together. Science shows that strong balance is linked to longer lives, greater independence, and faster recovery from life's challenges. But here's the worry: balance is often the first thing to slip as we age. And it fades so quietly you might not notice until a stumble catches you off guard. That's what happened to Judith. One morning, while brushing her teeth, she realized she was leaning hard on the sink to stay steady. She tried lifting one foot and nearly toppled over. That moment wasn't just surprising, it was scary. The fear of falling is real, and it's easy to feel for Judith, knowing falls are the top cause of serious injury for older adults. But her story takes a hopeful turn. Determined to reclaim her confidence, Judith started small. Every morning, she practiced standing on one foot while brushing her teeth, lightly holding the wall at first. Week by week, she needed less support, and soon she was balancing on her own. Her fear faded, and her steps grew bolder. Science backs her success. Balance exercises strengthen your nervous system, sharpen reflexes, and protect against falls. It's like a workout for your brain and body in one. Want to test yourself? Stand near a counter, lift one foot a few inches off the floor, and see if you can hold steady for 10 seconds. If you can, you're showing remarkable control, a sign your body's systems are still in harmony. To keep that strength, Try practicing balance daily, maybe while waiting for your coffee to brew or watching TV. Judith's journey shows it's never too late to rebuild. If you've got this ability, you're carrying a quiet superpower, proof you're aging in reverse. Let's keep that momentum going and move to the next sign. Sign 4. You can get down on the floor and back up without help. This might sound like something only kids or athletes do, but if you can still lower yourself to the ground and rise again on your own, you're in a rare group, especially past 80. This movement is a powerful test of your total body health. It engages your legs, core, arms, balance, flexibility, and coordination. Science confirms it's one of the clearest indicators of how well your systems work together. And it's directly linked to staying strong and independent. For many, though, the floor becomes a forbidden zone. Not because they don't want to be there, but because they're afraid they won't get up. That fear is real. And it's a creeping worry when you realize a simple act like sitting on the carpet could trap you. That's what hit Frank, 80 hard. One afternoon, his great-granddaughter begged him to play a board game on the floor. He hesitated, not because he didn't want to join her, but because he wasn't sure he could get back up. That moment stung, a grandfather longing to connect with his family, but held back by his body. It's easy to feel for Frank, knowing how much those small moments matter. But here's where hope steps in. Frank didn't let that fear win. He started a daily routine, practicing slow squats, seated leg lifts, and gentle kneeling by his bed. Within weeks, he could get down and up with ease, and he did it with pride, joining his great-granddaughter for that game. Science supports his comeback. Regular mobility exercises can rebuild strength, improve coordination, and boost confidence, keeping you active and engaged. Think about your own life. Do you avoid the floor because your body can't handle it? Or have you just stopped trying? If you can still move to the ground and back up without help, you're showing your body hasn't forgotten how to thrive. To keep that ability, try practicing getting up and down a few times a week, maybe near a sturdy chair for support at first, like Frank did. His story proves it's possible to reclaim what you thought was lost. If you've got this strength, you're aging in reverse, carrying a resilience most can only dream of. Let's hold on to that and check out the next sign. Sign 5. You can carry a full grocery bag without struggling. It might seem like a small, everyday task, but lifting and carrying a bag of groceries is a big deal when you're over 80. If you can still do it without grimacing, shifting your weight, or needing help, you're showing a strength that most your age have lost. This isn't just about convenience. It's a clear sign your muscles, joints, grip, and coordination are still working together in harmony. Science backs this up. Studies show that maintaining functional strength, like carrying daily loads, is linked to better overall health and a lower risk of disability. But for many, this ability slips away, and it's a quiet worry when a trip to the store becomes a struggle. Picture yourself hauling groceries up the steps, only to realize the bag feels heavier than it used to. That's what happened to Walter. For years, he prided himself on carrying all his groceries in one trip, just like in his 40s. But little by little, the bags started to weigh him down. One day, he had to stop halfway up the stairs to rest, his arms shaking. That moment was a wake-up call. It's easy to empathize with Walter's frustration, knowing how much independence those trips represent. But here's the hopeful part. Walter didn't give up. He started small, squeezing a tennis ball to build grip strength, lifting light dumbbells, and doing wall push-ups. Within a month, his strength returned, and so did his confidence. He was back to one-trip grocery hauls, a grin on his face. Science supports his success. Simple strength exercises can rebuild muscle mass, improve coordination, and keep your heart and lungs strong, even later in life. Think about your own trips to the store. Can you carry a full bag without stopping or struggling? If you can, you're showing a rare kind of functional power that keeps you independent. To hold on to it, try adding small strength moves to your day. Maybe lift a water bottle, like a dumbbell, or practice carrying a bag a bit farther each time. Walter's story shows that strength can come back, no matter your age. If you've still got this ability, you're aging in reverse, proving your body is more capable than most. Let's keep that vitality alive and dive into the next sign. Sign 6. You can climb a flight of stairs without stopping. Stairs are like a truth teller for your body. If you can still go up a flight without grabbing the railing for support or pausing to catch your breath, you're doing something most 80-year-olds can't. This isn't just about getting to the second floor. It's a test of your heart, lungs, legs, and stamina, all working together. Science confirms this. Doctors often use stair climbing as a quick check of cardiopulmonary health. Studies show that older adults who can climb stairs without struggle tend to have stronger hearts and better overall fitness. Each step is a quiet victory over gravity, showing your body's systems are still in sync. But for many, stairs become a daunting obstacle. It's a real worry when you start avoiding them out of fear or weakness. That's what happened to Irene. After a mild fall 2 years ago, she stopped using stairs, sticking to elevators instead. It felt safer. But during a visit to her daughter's home, the only bathroom was upstairs. Climbing those steps left her breathless and embarrassed, a moment that stung deeply. It's easy to feel for Irene, knowing how much pride and freedom those small movements carry. But here's where hope comes in. Irene decided to fight back. She started small, climbing just 3 steps at a time with the railing for support. Then 5, then a full flight. She paired it with daily breathing exercises, and within weeks, her endurance returned. More than that, she reclaimed her pride, walking upstairs with a newfound strength. Science backs her journey. Regular stair climbing or similar exercises can boost cardiovascular health. It can strengthen muscles and improve balance, keeping you active and independent. Think about your own encounters with stairs. Can you climb 10 to 12 steps without feeling winded or unsteady? If you can, you're showing your body's still got vitality to spare. To keep it strong, try practicing a few steps daily. Maybe hold the railing at first like Irene did, or add a short walk to build stamina. Irene's story proves you can rebuild what you thought was lost. If you've still got this ability, you're aging in reverse, carrying a resilience that sets you apart. Let's hold on to that energy and move to the next sign. Sign 7. You can remember recent conversations and events clearly. It's easy to think memory loss is just part of getting older, but if you can still recall what you ate for dinner last night, the details of a chat with a friend, or something you heard last week, your brain is doing something extraordinary. Most 80-year-olds struggle with this, and that's a quiet worry. Imagine forgetting the moments that make life rich, like a grandchild's story or a neighbor's joke. Science tells us clear memory isn't just about names or dates. It's a sign of strong brain circulation, healthy neurons, and active mental engagement. Studies show that keeping your mind sharp through social connections and learning can protect against cognitive decline. It can even extend your life. When your brain holds on to recent details, it's proof your cognitive pathways are still firing. You're defying the idea that age slows you down. But for many, memory slips, and it's heartbreaking to feel those connections fade. That's almost what happened to Howard, 80. He was quiet but sharp, remembering birthdays, old addresses, even classmates from 70 years ago. When asked how he stayed so clear-headed, he said, "I stay curious. I read, talk to people, and never stop learning." Howard's story resonates. Nobody wants to lose the spark of a lively mind. His secret, he kept his brain active, like a muscle that grows stronger with use. Science agrees activities like reading, writing, playing games, or solving puzzles act like exercise for your brain. They help keep it flexible and focused. Howard's approach shows hope your mind can stay sharp if you keep it engaged. Think about your own memory. Can you recall a recent conversation or event without straining? If you can, you're carrying a mental superpower that sets you apart. To keep it strong, try something new each day. Maybe read a book, chat with a friend, or play a crossword puzzle like Howard did. His example proves it's never too late to nurture your mind. If you've still got this clarity, you're aging in reverse. You're staying awake and present in a way most can only admire. Let's keep that sharpness alive and move to the next sign. Sign 8. You wake up feeling refreshed and ready for the day. If you're over 80 and still rise in the morning with a clear head, steady energy, and a sense of purpose, your body is sending a powerful message it's still healing, still strong. Sleep changes as we age, and for many, waking up groggy or needing naps becomes the norm. It's a quiet worry that saps the joy from daily life. Imagine starting each day feeling drained, unable to keep up with the things you love. Science tells us good sleep is a cornerstone of health. It repairs your body, resets your brain, and recharges your immune system. Studies show poor sleep can speed up aging, raising risks for heart disease, memory loss, and depression. Restful sleep, on the other hand, slows aging and protects your vitality. If you're waking up refreshed, you're in a rare group. You're showing your hormones are balanced and your nervous system is calm. But for many, sleep slips away, and it's heartbreaking to feel that loss. That's what happened to Ruth. She started waking up foggy, relying on naps to get through the day. Her doctor ran tests but found nothing serious. Then Ruth made a simple change. She dimmed the lights an hour before bed, stopped watching TV after dinner, and opened the curtains in the morning for natural light. Within 2 weeks, her sleep improved, and so did her mood, memory, and energy. It wasn't about more medicine. It was about finding a better rhythm. Science backs her success. Consistent sleep routines and natural light exposure can regulate your body's clock. They improve rest and overall health. Ruth's story sparks hope you can reclaim restful mornings with small changes. Think about your own mornings. Do you fall asleep within 30 minutes, stay asleep most of the night, and wake up naturally, feeling ready? If you do, you're showing deep cellular health. It's a sign your body's still thriving. To keep it strong, try setting a regular bedtime. Avoid screens late at night, or let morning light wake you, like Ruth did. Her journey proves it's never too late to restore your rhythm. If you've still got this gift of refreshing sleep, you're aging in reverse. You're carrying a strength that fuels every part of your life. Let's hold on to that and wrap up with what these signs mean for you. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect. These 8 signs aren't just a checklist. They're a mirror of your life, your strength, and the incredible ways your body and spirit keep showing up. It's easy to worry when society says aging means slowing down, fading away, or losing what makes you you. Think of Frank, hesitating to join his great-granddaughter on the floor, or Irene, breathless on the stairs. Those moments of fear and limitation tug at the heart, but science offers hope. Studies show that strength, balance, memory, and even sleep can be rebuilt with small, consistent steps. This proves decline isn't inevitable. If you recognize yourself in even a few of these signs, standing strong, walking briskly, remembering clearly, or waking refreshed, you're not just surviving, you're defying the odds. You're living proof that aging can mean growing deeper, stronger, and more alive. And if some areas feel weaker, that's okay. Awareness is your power. Every day is a chance to rebuild. Like Eleanor with her leg lifts, or Ruth with her sleep routine. You're still here, still capable, still becoming. So, if these stories stirred something in you, share this with someone you care about. Try one small change today, maybe a brisk walk, a balance practice, or a new bedtime habit. Your strength inspires others more than you know. Keep moving, keep laughing, keep rising. Because aging doesn't have to mean fading. It can mean shining brighter, again and again.